Gold Rush exclusive. Mitch has emergency plan as Parker Schnabel's Berm about to blow on Friday's night's gold rush. The logistics of moving dirt are underway as Parker Schnabel's team are in the middle of a huge problem. The berm they made holding 2 million gallons of water is compromised and leaking, and the race is on. If they cannot stop the flow of water, the entire cut is in jeopardy. On TV shows as exclusive preview below, we see Mitch Blaschke thinking quick on his feet. In short order, Mitch and Brennan Ruolt work together to get the cameramen safely out of harm's way. They plan to get the berm stabilized by using some tailings as a buffer wall. Hopefully this will stop the water from eroding the berm. It's an exciting gold rush moment, and it really shows how valuable Mitch and Brennan are to Parker Schnabel. The clip is a rush of activity as Mitch spots the issue sitting high up in the dozer. A worried Mitch alerts Brennan. "Buddy, I just see a whole big lake back there. The water is breaching the berm." The narrator notes that Slucifer's pond holds 2 million gallons of water and that the leaking berm could easily give way, flooding Parker's only cut. Brennan says that it is not looking too good a man of action. Mitch kicks it in and directs Brennan to stave off the leak. He says, "So why don't you try and reinforce this thing? I'm gonna go grab every pump we've got and get them set up, get some ditches in here." The two are on it. Mitch has a plan to dig ditches to drain the excess water into a sump and install a pump to empty the cut. To do this, he will use a D10 dozer to reinforce the berm with heavy coarse tailings. Brennan says, "Look at that, that's 5 feet back from the bank. Like if I was to go in this bank, it would tip me over. It could be the end of that dozer." Speaking to the production crew, he says, "You know what, you guys? I want your way back out of the way, because if this berm blows on, it'll wipe every one of you out." Brennan needs to widen the berm with coarse tailings, but he'll have to drive the 63-ton D10 dozer onto the unstable 30-foot berm. He says, "I know as good as anyone here that if this berm blows, our season could be over. And between the three of us, I have the most dozer experience, but it still doesn't mean that they can't go wrong in a second." Driving the D10 dozer, he says, "As you can see, my tracks are right on the edge of this. This does not feel good underneath me at all." Cut to black. Tune in Friday to see how their plan works and if Parker needs to give them both big fat raises. Gold Rush airs Fridays at 9 p.m. on Discovery. Gold Rush exclusive. Mitch has emergency plan as Parker Schnabel's berm, about to blow the world of gold mining, is not for the faint of heart. It's a high-stakes game where fortunes can be made or lost in the blink of an eye. In the latest episode of Gold Rush, tension is reaching a boiling point as Mitch Blaschke, a rising star in the mining game, faces a potentially disastrous situation that could set the entire operation back months. As Parker Schnabel's berm, a crucial safety structure holding back massive amounts of water and soil, teeters on the edge of failure, Mitch reveals his emergency plan in an exclusive interview. With the clock ticking, can Mitch save the day and keep the operation afloat? Or will this be the end of Parker's dream season? The calm before the storm. Mitch Blaschke is no stranger to the challenges of gold mining. After years of working alongside Parker Schnabel, Mitch has proven himself to be a reliable and savvy operator. His ability to troubleshoot on the fly has earned him the respect of the crew, and his calm demeanor in the face of adversity has made him a go-to problem solver. But even Mitch knows that sometimes no amount of preparation can prepare you for the unexpected. "I've been in tight spots before," Mitch says, sitting down in the operations trailer with a look of deep concern on his face. "But this is something different. The berm is holding back a huge amount of water, and if it goes, it's going to take out half our operation. The berm, which is essentially a man-made earthen dam, was built to protect the mining site from flooding caused by the seasonal rains. It's a critical structure designed to prevent water from flowing into the mining area, which would not only damage equipment, but could also cause a massive safety hazard for the workers. Over the past few weeks, however, heavy rainfall and shifting ground conditions have placed the berm under increasing pressure, and Mitch knows that it's only a matter of time before it gives way. The looming disaster. Parker Schnabel, the seasoned gold miner who has made millions in the unforgiving Klondike, is feeling the weight of the situation as well. The berm failure would not only halt mining operations, but could also wipe out the precious gold that the crew has worked tirelessly to extract. Parker has seen his fair share of disasters. With millions of dollars and a tight deadline on the line, he's counting on Mitch to come through with a plan. "We've invested so much into this operation," Parker admits, his usually confident demeanor showing cracks of concern. "If that berm goes, we could lose it all." Mitch has been working around the clock to come up with a solution. Right now, he's the only one who has any idea what to do. Mitch, however, remains cool under pressure. He's no stranger to thinking on his feet and devising solutions in high-pressure situations. In this case, he's formulated a daring emergency plan that could save the berm, but it comes with its own risks. Mitch's emergency plan. "The last-ditch effort. I've been looking at the berm for days now," Mitch explains, outlining his plan in intricate detail. "We've got two choices. Either we reinforce it from the outside with heavy machinery, or we take a more drastic approach and try to relieve some of the pressure by diverting the water. The first option, reinforcing the berm, is the safest bet, but it requires heavy equipment that is already stretched thin across the site. Additionally, the berm is rapidly eroding, making it increasingly difficult to get close enough to the structure without risking collapse." Mitch knows that they need to act quickly. The second option, diverting the water, involves a risky maneuver that would require the crew to construct a temporary drainage system that could redirect the flow of water away from the berm. It's a bold move that could buy them time, but Mitch knows that any mistake could result in catastrophic failure. "I've been working with the guys to build a diversion channel," Mitch reveals. "It's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be pretty, but if we can manage to get the water diverted before the berm fails, we might have a chance of saving the operation. But the clock is ticking. The weather is worsening, and the pressure on the berm is reaching critical levels. Mitch and his crew are working against the clock, and every moment they delay increases the risk of disaster." A test of leadership as Mitch rallies his team to execute his emergency plan. Parker watches closely, trusting Mitch to take the reins. "This is Mitch's time," Parker says with a sense of quiet admiration. "He's the one who knows what needs to be done. I'm just here to back him up." With the team in place, Mitch sets to work, directing the crew to dig trenches, move earth, and lay down pipes in a desperate bid to divert the water away from the berm. The operation is frantic, with the sound of heavy machinery and shovels hitting dirt filling the air. The tension is palpable as the crew fights against the elements, knowing that their actions in the next few hours could mean the difference between success and failure. For Mitch, it's not just about saving the berm, it's about saving the season. A failed berm would mean a major setback for Parker and his crew, but more than that, it would be a blow to their morale. They've worked too hard to let it all slip away now. "We've put everything into this," Mitch says, his voice steady but filled with determination. "There's no turning back now. We either make it work, or we don't. But we're going to give it everything we've got." A race against time as Mitch and his team work tirelessly, the tension builds. The water level behind the berm continues to rise, and with every passing minute, the pressure on the structure grows. Mitch's diversion channel is coming together, but it's still a race against time. Then, just as the Berm seems on the verge of giving way, Mitch and his crew manage to open the diversion channel. Water begins to flow away from the Berm, and the pressure slowly starts to ease. The crew watches anxiously as the water level begins to drop, and for a moment, it feels like they've made it. But Mitch knows that they're not out of danger yet. There's still a chance that the Berm could fail, but with the diversion in place, they've bought themselves precious time. "We've got a shot now," Mitch says, allowing himself a brief moment of relief. "But we've got to keep working." A new day as the sun sets over the mining site, Mitch surveys the Berm from a distance. The pressure has been relieved, and the immediate danger has passed. The diversion is holding, and for now, the operation is safe. But Mitch knows that the battle isn't over, it's just beginning. "We've got a lot of work ahead of us," Mitch admits, wiping the sweat from his brow. "But we've got a chance now, and that's all we needed." Parker, too, is breathing a sigh of relief. "I can't thank Mitch enough. He came through when we needed him the most." With the Berm holding for now, the crew can breathe easier, but the job is far from over. The clock is still ticking, and the risks remain high. But for Mitch, Parker, and the rest of the team, they've earned themselves a small victory in the brutal world of gold mining, and in the unforgiving.